2 today. What is everyone doing? Far out. It's a slow Monday. How are you guys? Good. Might jump straight to you, Brooke. Hey?
Oh, I'll take these out. Can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
Oh, we're getting there. I am probably just need a bit of a pep up today more than anything.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
feeling very flat, very overworked, and I just don't want to do anything. I'm just sitting here like,
Gotcha.
yeah, no motivation.
No chance to kind of switch off over the weekend. Oh, you just cut
But
out
I
there.
think, yeah, I'm gonna swap to my phone and
Too easy. Too easy.
the gym Wi-Fi is on.
All right.
Are you there?
You're good. You're good. Fire
Yeah,
away.
I'm just gonna try and swap to my phone and my data instead of the Wi-Fi at the gym.
Yeah. No worries.
All right, that should be a better connection.
Heaps better. Heaps better.
Um, yeah, literally just woke up this morning and I don't want to do anything, and I'm trying to be like, okay, let's get the harder stuff or the stuff with the most resistance done first to kind of have
Yeah.
an easier week later.
Yes.
Um, but honestly, I think I'm just gassed and I'm getting into a burnout point as well. And I'm just looking like I've still got to call about 70 people for floor of the floor. I've stopped calling new members because I just don't have the time. I already have 14 consults booked in across this week and next week.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just seems like I'm just at a wall at the moment. Even Friday Arvo, I was supposed to come home and get some things done. And I came home and I sat down and I fell asleep at my laptop and I slept for 3 hours. Oh no, 2 hours. And my partner came in to the room and was like, he woke me up. I was sitting at my computer asleep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Are
I'm
you
just
get are you getting enough sleep at night time? It doesn't sound like it either,
no.
hey?
No.
Okay. Yeah. What are you
I
averaging?
also find I'm procrastinating going to bed. Like
Okay.
I get home from work and I just want to sit there and be a potato and scroll on TikTok and stuff like that, or I chuck on a YouTube video, or I read my book for too long or something like that. Like I just want to do very
Yes.
little, and so I'm not
This
sleeping.
I'm the same, right? So for whatever reason, when I'm burnt, it puts you into those behaviors where it's like, oh, okay, I'm not going to treat myself right anyway.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is, but it's that sign to go, well, for you, I think it's just taking a step back this week. Like those leads for four to the floor, bulk blast them, right? Like if it's affecting you that much as well. And I think you're right in terms of back ending your day. So starting your day with like the hardest task, we need to do that.
mm.
100%. We need to do that because otherwise what happens? Burnout sets in. And I think for you, it's happening probably once every 6 weeks. Would you say
I,
you're getting fairly burned?
I was good for a while. When I first started with Pinnacle, it was happening like once every 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Um, and then I was good for a while, and then starting with this new gym, I honestly think we hit marketing too hard,
Mm.
and I
Mm.
had too many leads, but I'm also not selling as good as what I was at any time either. So it just feels,
That's just volume. That's pure volume because you have so many
yeah,
people in front of you.
yeah. Um, yeah, but even looking at my week, I'm trying to front load my week as well. So not just my day. I'm trying to get all the hardest things done today and tomorrow, which leaves me for a little bit of a rest, a bit more chill for the week
Definitely.
to coming. But when you say bulk blast floor to the floor,
Mm.
um, do you have like a text message template? Because it's calling them, it's calling the runners up prize things.
Yeah. I would literally just bulk blast what like I wouldn't recommend this to anyone else, right? I don't recommend it doing it at all. But when you're this, like when you're burnt and you've got the lead flow there, it depends. Like it depends if you're going to have the time to kind of set out time for 70 calls as well, right?
But,
Which,
that's not including new members either. I have another 40 new members, but
yeah,
they're just the ones that I'm picking as well. Like that's not even all the new members. They're just the demographic I want to work with. Like
yeah,
there's so much, and I mean, I'm grateful for that. Like I'm in a position where I have leads coming out of everywhere,
yeah.
but I just am struggling because and even I drew floor to the floor not last week, the week before, and I only got through 30 people, and of those 30 people, I got 20 consults.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's it. So I'll send through like a little template we can make work, right? And we can just bulk blast that to those people because I want you kind of focusing on new member foot traffic
Okay.
other than anything, right? For floor to the floor, like it's a huge strategy. But I think for us, we probably shouldn't have run this early because we have the lead volume with new members.
Yeah,
Looking back on it.
I guess we didn't know the lead volume.
No,
Because also
exactly.
going in, I think we didn't consider the that it's heading into spring, which means people are signing up for the summer bodies. And
Yeah.
I didn't realize that two big gyms in the area had actually burnt down recently.
Okay.
So
All
we're
right.
getting a shit ton of new members.
Just coming across naturally anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's complete. Yeah. I think for us, let's bulk blast these ones. And then what we'll do is we'll focus on new members,
Okay.
right? Because new members are hot and they're very, very hot. So we
Yeah.
get onto them as soon as possible, basically.
Yeah.
Cool. Then
Okay.
so let's like talk about structuring this week for you. So what time are we up in the mornings usually?
About 5. I did give myself an extra 45 minutes this morning, but even
Everyone
then,
say Brax me. Yeah.
my watch told me that I only slept for 5.5 hours, and I thought I
Okay.
slept for much longer.
Yeah. When you're kind of pushing that 5.5 hour mark, that's when you're really redlining, I think. Right.
Yeah.
So even for us, just trying to, it's hard. Like I say, just try and bump it up. But I'll always be one for sleeping more as opposed to like reading a book. Even though reading a book is something you were supposed to do for the day, like just sleep. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like sleep will just make you feel so much better. Or I've noticed as well, I'm going to share my diary with you guys. Where am I here? I'll jump in here quickly. Just having no space in your diary has helped me a whole lot. And getting little things in, like reading, what am I doing? Google Docs, Google Calendar, has helped me so much to stay on top of things. Whereas I used to leave my reading same as you, Brooke, probably like until nighttime. And then I was getting really kind of like flustered. So like even for me now, I've got my reading in here, right? Like a random time throughout the day, but you're still ticking off the box in which you wanted what you want to do, right? Which is, I think, is the biggest thing. And then you can kind of acknowledge, okay, like I can go to sleep at like 8 o'clock, 8, 9 o'clock. You've probably got sessions at that time, which we're looking at passing across anyway, right? The leverage. But
But my latest sessions actually finished at 7. I've done that
perfect.
deliberately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So are you like struggling to switch off at home? Is that the biggest thing?
Yeah, like I get home from work,
Yeah.
and then I get home about 7:30, and then I cook dinner, or I meal prep, so I eat dinner, then I
Mhm.
shower and I try to go to bed, and usually I can get to bed at like 9:30, but then I
Yeah.
don't want to go to sleep.
Yeah. Does anyone have like Sav yourself? Do you use anything like are you good with sleep usually, or is sleep something you struggle with as well? You're good with sleep. All right. This is gonna be good then.
I'm really good with sleep, but I really make sure that like blue light, do you make sure that you're not on a screen before you're going to bed?
I It's something I'm conscious of. It's something that has slipped in the past couple of weeks. Like I'm sitting on TikTok a lot longer than what I should.
Yeah, I feel like all the time I'm really sensitive to light. So as soon as I'm like watching something or I'm scrolling on Instagram or TikTok, I notice my sleep. It's so much harder for me to get my mind quiet again. And I just feel so awake. So blue light for me, I'm like, when I have my shower, I have a different light I put on as well. So it's more of like a warmer light. It's not a bright light. Because I'm the same. I usually don't get home till like 8. So I'm used to gym lights that are really, really bright. So I need to make sure that I've got like lights in my room. Otherwise it's really hard for me to get sleep. So I don't know if that will help.
Yeah, I need to be more strict with my phone, but yeah, it's just wanting to. I think we all work so hard that we want to get home and be, lazy for a bit.
Yeah.
But
I think even for you, Brooke, like as business owners, once you get home, that phone goes away, right? Like, and I know we want to be lazy, those kinds of things. Like you can watch Netflix, like that's fine. It's still screen, but it's not like this in your face so
I have
heavily.
no interest of watching TV.
There you
Like
go.
I don't like when I get home, I don't watch TV.
And then you think about TikTok and things like that. No, you don't really have interest in that. That's just your brain doing brain numbing things as well, I would say.
Yeah,
right?
but I'm more interested in scrolling Instagram and TikTok than what I am putting on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like I'm very good in the sense that I don't turn on the TV when I get home. I have no interest in doing it, but I do want to sit there and scroll.
Yeah. There you go. So Sav, this one here. Yeah, like on the weekends and stuff, are you a scroller, Brooke?
No, I jam pack my weekends as well.
So this could
That's
be another
also
thing.
something I'm trying to fix, but
This
yeah.
could be another thing, right? So just making sure on the weekends, I think weekends are so important, right? Just to reset. And like if you guys, this probably goes against some of the stuff we said in the past, but working weekends, I would try and get them off for everyone here, right? Because they should be a time to reset so you can go hard Monday to Friday and be double as productive and double your output and get up a little bit earlier. The weekends, like even in the mornings, coming in for 1 or 2 sessions for PT, like that is like it's like time abuse, right? So like people are just managing your time as well, particularly if it's 1 or 2, right? So I think for you, Brooke, it's like this always happens. You're at that point where you're sitting at what are we? I think we 2K. Are we 2K? Or you back up? I actually have no idea what you're at the moment.
17, 18.
So you're like at that 2K mark, that 100K mark per year, and you're almost running. It feels like you're running $1 million business, right? Because you're in every single role. So this is what happens. Once we can get one trainer off, those weekend sessions go across. And if like the trainer doesn't want to work weekends, I'm sorry. Like you know what I mean? We've got to try and find someone that can do that as well. And really start like forming your day around what you want to do. Because you might be more productive doing content in the morning as opposed to taking sessions. Something like I learned the other day, and it's actually like being selfish with your productivity and when it's most optimal for you as well. Like for me, I'm so much better getting up and just like doing content because it's done and I don't really like doing it. So I can get that done from like 5 to 7 a.m. My day is sweet. It's like set up for the rest. Does that make sense? I think if we start to form some boundaries for yourself there, we can do that. Absolutely.
Yeah, which I tried to do with moving to this gym, hence why I don't take clients after 7.
Yeah.
And I actually have stopped working weekends as well, but I just
Good.
don't take clients on weekends.
Yeah.
But I get lost on my laptop a bit. Okay, cool. So I will focus on sleep this week and bulk blast the floor to the floor.
You essentially just put in that message, bulk plus what you would say on the phone. That's all it is. Yeah.
Okay.
And send that through. Yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
amazing. Cool. Because that will be a great relief, and then I can start calling new members again because I have heaps to catch up on there.
Yeah, perfect. All right.
Thanks, Tux.
No worries. Raxme. What's
Oh,
up,
sorry.
man?
Hey, how are you? Sorry, I was just going to add to that about the weekends.
Yeah.
But before saying it, sorry, I've been here over the past few weeks.
You're fine, man.
But a few things going on. But like with the whole weekend thing, that's what I'm trying to push towards because I'm moving out to Dramana at the moment, and I know that'd be great for me. I've got an opportunity where it's rent free. So
awesome.
So the hiking is what I like, and the beach. I'm trying to push everything that way, and I'm starting to realize now my clients, based upon there's 5 PTs here. One of them's like a biomechanics and injuries. I'm starting to specialize in the psychology. So people buy my training not for my ability to train them to help them get results. They just like being around me and the conversations
Yeah.
and the in-depth DNMs between sets. And that actually helps my individuals lose weight because I'm finding mentally they're more present and they can stick to their diet more. So ultimately, if I'm going to apply myself, not just with the sets and the reps, but in between and give themselves my undivided attention, I will need that 2 days off. And that's
Absolutely.
what you've said
Yeah.
before. And I thought to myself, an extra 35 minutes travel each day to work is going to cost me time, but the beach is at my doorstep. The hills at my doorstep on the weekend, so I can have properly recharge.
I love that, mate. I love that.
I do. And there's a guy named Lockie. He's been with Pinnacle in the past.
Yeah.
He does the same thing. He plays a soccer on Thursday night, takes the weekend to himself, but his Monday, Wednesday, Tuesdays are 1 grand days almost. Like, 8 till 8 at night. Yeah. And
Yeah,
that's
it. And it's, there's no blueprint. Like, I think a lot of people look at like influencers and all these gurus and that kind of thing. Like, at the end of the day, all these people are telling you different things. They're just telling you what works for them. So like for us, it can be we're most productive Monday to Wednesday and we pack all our sessions up in there, right? That kind of thing. So for you, Brooke, I like these next couple of weeks, do some real like soul searching, right? Like what you actually want your business to look like for you and how can you get the best return on investment for your business with your routines, that kind of thing. Cool. I think it'll be solid for sure. I'm going to jump to Isaac. Are you there, man? Can you chat? I don't want to see where we're up to, man, and what we've got going on. If you can chat. Here it is. The anytime uniform's on. You still okay?
There you go. I got you.
So good, mate. How are
Yeah, I
you?
got the anytime uniform, bro.
Good, perfect. First day in the gym today?
Yeah, I've been in like almost all of last week, but I'm just like going in and do some work today. Yeah.
All right. How are we feeling? Give me the rundown.
So I'm actually still working on a lot of shit. I fucking haven't really. Yeah, I'm still working on setting some shit up. So I'm gonna do that today.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling good because I figured out about that thing where they're assigning new members to us, which is kind of good. I think I still get like a passive amount, but I'm not able to just like spam out a bunch of phone calls and get possible clients.
Yeah. Which is like, it's a little bit frustrating, but look, you're still going to get people that are assigned to you anyway. Biggest thing for us is, man, we can walk into this club within the next 2 to 4 weeks and be fully booked with floor to the floor. That's the only thing I want you to focus on at the moment. Right now, obviously, you probably got back-end systems to set up direct debits, these kinds of things. Is that what you're working on at the moment?
Yeah, because I was trying to do direct debits, but over the weekend none of them are open, so I couldn't even call any of them. So I've been fucking waiting to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
just take it like one step at a time, brother. One step at a time. Because what you can do is you can, probably similar to a lot of people here, you think about so much stuff you've got to do, right? You procrastinate when really best step forward is just like doing one thing at a time. So for you, just like highest priority task to lowest priority task. So number one is probably like sitting down, getting a direct debit service set up so you can actually get money. Get money, right? And then we go into there. Obviously, like we say, getting into floor to the floor. All that marketing and lead gen module that I opened for you, don't let yourself get distracted on everything else, right? Because so many people will click through like every strategy. I literally just want you to go in and watch floor to the floor and execute with that, like with me over the next week or so, right?
all right.
And then we kind of build from there, get some signups, that kind of thing. So for you, man, direct debit, floor to the floor, and just go. Yeah. How are you feeling? Are you nervous or are you not too bad?
Yeah, of course. I'm bloody a little bit nervous, but like, no, I'm not that nervous. I'm pretty like keen.
Good, man.
The only
Good.
thing I'm worried about, at my other job, they really need me to do shifts for them. So like I'm trying to work myself to do 1 day a week because I need to focus my attention on this.
100%.
But right now I've got like 3. So I've made sure they're all in the night time, like late night time, so it's not going to affect as much. But
Okay.
it's like I'm trying to because they're all different every week. I'm trying to change my hours on the like on what hours I'm available for calls and stuff each
Yeah.
week, and it's not ideal because it's like I don't have a
Yeah.
consistent time to come to the gym every day at the same
Structure,
time.
that kind of thing. Yeah. Do you
I
say
need to
they
get out
were,
of it. Yeah.
are they at night time, all of them, or are they like throughout the day, randomly, these shifts?
So they're all nighttime because I said I can't do any daytime.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
they need, I'm trying to help them look for they need to look for someone so they can get me out, but they
Yeah.
need someone to cover some shit. And I'm not going to be like just not going to just dog on them.
Yeah. Okay. So what I would be doing, if you can, is structure those shifts at the back end of your week. Right. So
Yeah.
if they can do that, right? So like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
just because when we do that, right, Monday to Thursday is probably the most flat out with PT. Right. And if we can just generate some leads, AM, PM, Monday to Thursday for floor to the floor, and then we call them Thursday and man, like switch off, do that other job until you need. This is one thing though, and I will like kind of explain on it and elaborate on it. So many people get stuck working a part-time job still because they want to help so badly. And I know, man, like you're the type of guy that wants to help as much as he can, but just be really aware of like your time. Now you're a business owner now. Do you know what I mean? Like for you as well, and just your time needs to be respected. So don't let them kind of make you feel bad as well.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. Yeah. So for
Yeah.
us, I think, how's the club been? How's the feel in the club been? The energy, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's good. It's pretty busy, and there's still like it's crazy that they only have one PT. It's quite busy.
Yeah.
I've done like a bunch of stuff with them for their social media and stuff, and it's like
Nice,
good.
man. Yeah, good. Awesome. So I think for us, what do we got today? What's on the agenda today?
I'm gonna rock up and just work on shit on my computer. I just want to be in there and just while
Absolutely.
I'm working, so I can, I guess, build a presence.
Yep.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
finish everything I need to do, and hopefully start that strategy today.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. And who are you going to go with direct debits? Have you got one set up? Who are you thinking you're
I
going
was
to
gonna
go
go
with?
easy debit. No, that's what I need to do like right now because the whole weekend I couldn't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with easy debit. It looks like possibly.
Yep. Yep.
That's one that seems to be okay for me. So
I use Easy Debit. They're super easy,
yeah,
easy to use. Yeah, so it's just user friendly. So I think for you, man, yeah, get those ones set up, and then this is one thing that a lot of people can do. They can take so long between setting up direct debits and executing their first strategy because it feels like a lot, right? So message me as much as you need, man. Keep me in the loop with what's going on, and we'll just walk you through it. But just know it's like, what can I do today to move myself forward? That's all we need
yeah,
to think about. Cool.
perfect. Yeah, I'll get
All
on
right,
it.
bro. Perfect, brother. Nice work, hey. Nice work. I'm
Easy.
gonna jump to I'll jump to Sav. What's been going on, Sav?
Just getting back into my groove. I'm running floor to the floor at the moment.
Yep.
Yeah, that's been pretty much all I've been doing.
Beautiful. Cool. Numbers like clientele and then
I,
how many
I've got
sessions?
I've got around 28 sessions a week, and then I got 8
Nice.
online clients as well. But I'm at a pretty low price point at the moment. I still got the same price as when I first started PT. So I definitely need to change that soon. I was thinking maybe next year, but I don't know.
Okay. What are we at the moment, price point?
So 45 minutes is $75, and that
Yep.
includes like also I do meal plans as well. So that also get meal plans and
Oh
programs.
wow. Okay.
Yeah. And then otherwise it's like $50 for half an hour. So then like the silver's 99 for two half an hour sessions. And then gold's free for 149.
Okay. I would almost up that now.
Yeah, almost getting to that point where I'm like, I'm talking to the other PTs, I'm like, oh my god, I got 33 clients in my books, but I'm not even making it like not really that much. I'm making it good enough, but it's great.
Yeah, so it's something you can do, like definitely with new clients, particularly because you're running floor to the floor now. New ones that you bring on, I'd have on a higher price point. So particularly like if you're giving out meal plans as well, and that's included in your service, you're minimum 60 per half. Right. And I think it comes down to belief as well to kind of go, okay, am I actually worth 60 per half? Which you absolutely are, number one, right? Because you've shown you can deliver results because you've got the clientele, but because you've got the education as well that a lot of trainers just simply don't have at the same time. Right. And that's same for you, Isaac, as well, man. So sitting around that 60 per half mark for your packages, that's like ideal number. Let's shoot for that. All right. Yeah. So that'll put us in a great position. And for you, Sab, yeah, definitely get those up now.
Yeah, I think it just took me a little bit of time also to build that confidence as well. But now I do feel a lot more confident in what I do have to offer. Would you also recommend that I was thinking not doing included meal planning, but also having that on like the side as another option?
You definitely could. Like if you're doing meal planning for everyone, that's meal plans. It's not everyone's going to need it as well.
Yeah.
So like macros, those kinds of things you include, but this is something you could really tailor to yourself and have like, if you want meal plans on top, it's like an extra 5 or 10 or whatever you want to kind of do with that as well. 100%. Yeah.
And then something that I have noticed as well, a lot of my clients, they really, well, I know a lot of people who are struggling to track their food. Do you have any mindset or tips that you give your clients to make them more accountable to you?
So the number one thing for me was that I really pushed check-ins with my trainers this week. Like we were getting like 25 check-ins a week. And then when you hammer it into people, we had like 45 this week, right? So it's an extra 20 people. So it's just sitting down with them in like the initial 5 minutes of your session and going, okay, show me your nutrition. If you didn't track, you've got 20 burpees. Right. So these kinds of fun punishments, they sound like they're a little bit like stupid, like they won't work. They work. Right. Particularly when you have like a punishment like 20 to 30 burpees, that kind of thing. No one wants to do that. So you just frame it to them and say, look, like you're here with me to get a result. And I need to make sure that you're going to get the result that I've promised you, number one. Right. So just be really firm. You have to be firm, but not firm in the way that it's like you're just being nasty, but firm from a point of care as well, which I think that fine line is something that we all struggle with sometimes. And like pushing too much, we think we're pushing too much, but really we're just telling them the truth. And the truth hurts sometimes as well, right? So that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's definitely something I haven't really implemented because I'm always like sad that it's like bubbly, I always just listen, but I've never really pushed them and put my foot down a little bit.
Put
So
the foot
that's
down.
something that I'll implement. Yeah.
And because you're bubbly and uplifting anyway, it's not going to come across as super stern. Like, so just tell them, like, at the end of the day, like, all right, we haven't been tracking. Why haven't we been tracking? All right. So if next time, if we haven't tracked 3 out of your 5 days, we've got 20 burpees, they'll be shocked. But I guarantee you, your compliance will go through the roof when you have that in play.
Okay, I'll start implementing that.
All right. Awesome. Great job. Anything else? All good?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Just getting used to going back on the floor again after a long time of not, but just baby steps. I'm doing it, which is good. But yeah, pretty much just actioning things again. But
rinse and repeat for sure. Cool. Awesome. Great job. We'll jump to Rubes. What's going on, man? Do you have something to touch on, Sav? Was it?
Yeah. I've got something to touch on Sav's point. And then I'll ask my question when I get home in 5 minutes because I'm gonna get my laptop up. But just on Sav's point, when you're doing meal plans, like that's insanely time consuming, isn't it? Because like what I am doing and what I'm like going to do in the future is just building out a massive recipe library and just say, have a look at the recipes and all of that. And then obviously you coach them on their macros. You tell them what protein and calories to eat. And then that, like, I don't know, like with Trainerize and all of that, I feel like it's a lot. Sav, are you doing like literally every single thing individualized or how are you doing that?
it is so time consuming. Yeah, I
They don't respect it either. They do not respect the amount of time that you put in. Like
No.
doing the little fucking changing the oh my god, man, it do my head in. I don't know how you do that.
honestly, it's starting to get to that point where I'm like, why am I doing this? Because
Exactly.
oh my god, one of my
Exactly.
clients, she was like, oh no, I followed the meal plan. I was like, okay, cool. But then she's telling me about a breakfast. So she was swapping one of the snacks for a breakfast and she wasn't having breakfast. I was like, it's changed it. It's changed your macros for the day.
This is the thing, like with meal plans, they have to be so onto it, which like a lot of Gen Pop just are not onto it, right?
Yeah.
And it's not, and it's like that's where I'd be charging like 80 per half, right? Because if they do that and you've got the meal plan in, they're paying it, they're gonna pay attention, right? If the meal plan's just like, oh, and you get a meal plan. Oh, cool. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just on that note, like I changed to Loom check-ins on Saturday. So I did my first round of Loom check-ins and it was really good. And I've had a lot of clients respond, but some of them haven't responded. I'm going to send them a message today and be like, hey, like, just letting you know that, you know, I want these Loom check-ins to work, but in order for them to work, you've got to actually watch them and get the value out of them, because I will not be doing this if you're not going to watch them, because, you know, like essentially it's a lot of my time and I care about them and I put a lot of effort into those Loom videos when I'm getting the check-in, just like you do, Stab, with the meal plan. So I would honestly say, hey, you know, from now on, it's $100 for a meal plan for 4 weeks, or it's just say, hey, like if you want it, we can do it, but just know this is like basically just say somehow that you're putting in a lot of effort, for goodness sake. So I don't know if that makes sense, Parks, or if that's bad advice.
Yeah, I think no, you're right. So I think it has to be something reoccurring that you implement, Sab, like in terms of payments. So they're reoccurringly rocking up and doing the meal plan, right? And
Yeah,
I'd make it quite hefty for sure.
Yeah,
100%.
I'll start implementing that because I've definitely noticed that people just because it's added on to it, like, oh yeah, cool. 1 week they'll follow it, 1 week they won't.
Yeah, it's like you're just taking the piss at this stage. Same thing with you, Rubes, with these Loom check-ins. All right, like no more than 2 minutes long.
Okay.
Per client, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just that, like, if you sit there for 5 minutes with every client, it's going to take you hours. And
yeah, well, that's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and that's why it was a bit annoying. But yeah, I think what was
yeah, and for the Loom check-in, all I did was go through their trainerized calendar and then go through the check-in that they sent on the form and then just talk about that. Is that what you do, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I do. Right. But I'll just be super quick with the form, because a lot of people aren't going to give you super in-depth feedback anyway. And you'll notice that and you go, why? Because I'm asking these questions, you're giving me yes and no answers, those kinds of things. Right. You've just gone on mute as well, Rubes. I don't know if you meant to, but
Oh, sorry. Yeah, cool. Thank you. I'll let you get back to someone else. I'm gonna open my computer up and then I'll join the meeting on my computer. Thank you.
easy. Perfect. Raxme, are you a good man? You can just cruising?
I don't know really what to ask, because what I've been doing incorrectly, I know why myself, because I haven't been following the basics. So when I went missing for 6 weeks, it was because something happened in my personal life, and instead of taking charge of my business, I put my tail between my legs. But one day, like last Monday, I'm like, look, we got to just go in regardless of not having booked appointments. So I couldn't get myself to the gym because it's hard going from being in bed all day to go to the gym. So I went to the library and I got an old list. And because I haven't got the confidence to call people again, which I'm actually quite amazing when I'm on a roll, because I've worked at many call center jobs, so I don't doubt my abilities. I sent out a bulk text message to like 60 people.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh shit, I got like 14 replies. And so this week I've got like 8 consults booked.
Nice, man. That's great job.
Initiating a text message.
Yeah.
And the last 4 consults I've seen to the end, they've all been converts. So confidence is at sky high, which is great. It just means that I just got to keep proactive. And
that's just from executing basics. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the very simplest thing. It gets you the best return for sure.
Yeah, the hard part about being the type of trainer I am, because I'm like the type of person who my clients or consults open up. I've had clients or consults cry to me on their second consult because of personal reasons. marriage breakup cycle. So that's where I think my niche is going towards. But
Definitely.
being the person who is a counselor to others, it's actually very draining on myself as well, not having someone to
It is.
talk to about my issues. So instead of having someone I talk to, person not paying a therapist or psychologist, I've been putting my, like I said, tail between my legs and not know how to deal with it. And then other parts will crumble.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But that's
It's just about paying as much attention to ourselves as we do to our clients. That's huge. That so many trainers don't do, right? So I'm proud of you, man. I'm really proud of you for kind of taking action and getting back into it.
The big win is I know where my niche is and my place in this gym. And that's through just the psychological side, getting people over the line.
Beautiful, man. Great job.
I have just my sales ability, just being myself is enough. That's what I've learned. And
absolutely. Absolutely, mate. And it's very fulfilling when you do realize that, right? Like you don't have to be something else. So great work. I'm super proud to hear that. I'm going to come, other than that, bro, good? All good, Raxmi? Perfect. All right. Sav, what I'll do is I'm going to share my screen. I'll show you my check-ins as well, just so you can see them and what they look like. For me, like, I think check-ins should be a compulsory part of most people's business, just because it's another touch point with your clients as well. So a lot of people do them on Google Docs. I just use Monday because I have a lot of stuff built in there. But same thing, send out a link to your clients, that kind of thing. My questions are super simple. They're probably nothing too crazy, but it'll just be like a check-in with me, obviously. This is your chance to get feedback from Coach Duck and answer these questions in depth to ensure in-depth and comprehensive feedback via school DMs. So full name, who's your trainer? Obviously, I've got my guys there. And what I'll do, like incentives for guys that are going into leverage or thinking about leverage, I just add an extra 50 to $100 on my trainers' invoices, whoever gets the most check-ins done. And they love it, right? So it's just like a bit of fun for them as well. How's your week been? How many steps did you average? How many hours of sleep did you average this week? How's nutrition been? And I like to elaborate on these things. So be completely honest, if you're not on track to achieve your goals, nutrition could be a huge contributor because it is usually everything, like we say. Did you enjoy exercise this week? How many days did you get your body moving? It's important that we're open and honest with each other. Questions, concerns, that kind of thing. Have you treated yourself right? Have you made time for you? Is there anything you feel like your trainer could improve on to better support you? As you know, we're always trying to improve our service. And then we've got a 6-week challenge running. So I'll kind of chop and change the questions up a little bit, just to keep it interesting as well. But it's nothing too crazy. Is that all good, Sav? If you can chat. If not, no worries. We'll keep rocking and rolling. Yeah, cool. Perfect. All right. Now, Rubes. If Ruben's there, we'll jump to him. You got that laptop set up?
Yes, sir. Let me just go on to Pinnacle. Joining on my laptop right now. See you in a sec.
Smash these out. Then I'll come to Tan. Then I'll come to Ray. We'll see how we go from there. He's just left. Oh, he's back.
Yo, hey. Yo, cool. Hear me all good?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, so a lot's been going on in a good way and a bad way, but yeah, so one of the clients that I've had on hold for 9 or 10 weeks now, he, right as I went for shoulder surgery 10 weeks ago, chucked him like we weren't going to go on hold, and then during the shoulder surgery, we had some kerfuffle, and then he didn't come, and then I didn't pull his debit. So I ended up owing him 2 sessions, but I've given him 3 sessions for free because he thought that I was trying to stooge him or whatever. So I just gave him an extra session. Anyway, now it's like been 10 weeks later, and I'm finally going to give him this 3rd session, which is free on top of all of that. So he hasn't paid me anything for 10 weeks. I'm now like trying to think about how I get him back on board. He hasn't joined school yet. I haven't changed his program on Trainerize too much. So what do you think I should do about that, really?
Do you like working with this guy?
I like working with this guy. He is, he's not a headache, but he's like, I think he thinks he knows too much. So like, you know, like one of his main things that he says is, oh yeah, like just so long as I can get to the gym, I feel good. And like he doesn't want to join the school community, like doesn't want to do the check-ins. So I think I'm going to say to him at the end of this session is just like, look, you should do, you should join school, do the check-ins and all of that. But I'll basically have to sell him again on signing up because he's not going to be happy if I say, oh, and by the way, now that we've done this third session, there's a 2-week cancellation policy that you're going to have to pay for. He's going to feel like I'm being a mug. But like
It's
I'm sort of,
business.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
No worries, Sav. Like, I don't know, Rubes. It's one of those ones that if someone signs up, right, and then a week later they tell me why they want to quit, they've got 12 weeks, number one. But what I have implemented now is 30 days notice.
30
Right?
days,
Yeah. So you got to
Okay.
give a month's notice to quit.
really?
Right. Yeah. And it's something that I think if you don't have a lock-in contract, you should definitely have there. Right. And I'm just thinking about solidifying businesses. Right. Because when we're talking about solidifying and making sure you're in a good spot, you've got 4 weeks to cover that person's like them quitting. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like 4 weeks to get
Well,
stuff
he's
sorted.
he's signed the contract. He signed the contract with the 2-week cancellation policy already. But what I'm saying is like we've technically been on pause, even though we never signed any pause contracts. He just like basically just said, oh, like, you know.
Yeah,
So
well, he's still got it. He's signed it, so he's got to give 2 weeks.
all right, that'll be an interesting chat. But
I've had the same thing. I've had people long like time hold on me for like 6 weeks,
yeah.
and then I've made them pay 2 weeks to get off the books.
Yeah, because it's fucking stupid. It's like, why the
Yeah.
fuck did I do all of this and then you're just gonna leave without paying me for 2? No, like you've got to fucking
Exactly. And look, if he thinks that about you, we know you're not that person anyway.
yeah,
It happens. It happens. And like it's hard because we beat ourselves up over it sometimes. Like, oh, what's this person gonna go and say about me and my business? Man, you have better, like so many more people rooting for you than you do versus that one guy. Like,
yeah,
and
100%.
if he respected the time and did what he was supposed to do and go on the time hold for 30 days and then he said, I want to cancel, I'll give my notice, then you don't have issues. It's issues from their end
Yeah,
initially.
yeah,
So don't let yourself feel bad about that. And like don't predict the future. This is huge. Do not predict what they're gonna say or how
okay,
it's gonna make them feel.
okay,
Because you will feel like shit.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
get you. Yeah. And then another one of my clients is leaving at the end of this week, but she gave me 2 weeks notice, so that's fine. Just was
Yep.
on a silver, so it's fine. She doesn't have a job, so she really can't afford it, so that's fine. And then I've had some really interesting consults over the past week, and I want to keep it short, but one of them on Saturday, like perfect. I think I sold him really well. Like he agreed with me, money was not an issue. He agreed with me, time was not an issue. But then he said he's going to India in 3.5 weeks, and he doesn't want to start PT now because he's going to go away for 3 weeks in India. So he wants to start in 7 weeks from now. I'm just like, look, mate, you know, and he'd been really honest with me, and I just said, look, bro, can I be honest with you? I think this is an excuse and a lack of priority because at the end of the day, like we're going to start for 3 weeks. You're going to see huge progress. I'm going to be able to help you whilst you're away. And he's like, no, I really want to not start until 7 weeks from now. I'm just like, mate, you've literally told me that you haven't seen progress in 2 years. You've been all of this. It just like, it actually like, I was like, what the fuck? And
Yeah.
he was, oh yeah, no. Like I'm wanting to sign the gold. Fuck, like, what do you think I should do with that in the follow-up? It's just draining, bro. It's
When's the
just
follow-up?
when? Well, we've got a call booked in today at 12 o'clock.
A call.
Yeah, so not a proper BAM fan, which is probably my fault, but
What's he do? What's he do for work?
he works in IT or something. Like he's got money. He spends and in the socializing question, he spends $300 a week on drinking and all that shit. Like he said he really does have money. And I said, okay, like if we look at dropping your silver, and he said, no, I want to do the gold. But I was like so perplexed because I'm like, and it's also because he worked with a trainer in the past, and so he's like his perception of what it is fucked up.
Yeah, definitely. That's like challenging when you're trying to get people to realize like we're different types of trainers as well.
Yeah.
So what was this call booked for? What were you going to discuss?
Just gonna say, oh, like how'd that chat go with your parents? because his big thing was like, oh, like when I go away to India, I'm gonna eat bad, and he doesn't want to not eat bad. He wants to just stuff himself basically. And I said, all right, I get it. You want to see your mom, you don't want to tell her I can't eat food, but maybe you could have a look at helping them making healthier choices. But then also
Yeah.
should have sold him more on the training itself.
Mm-hmm.
You can make shitloads of training progress in 3 weeks, and still some diet progress, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's one of those ones, Rubes. It's ones
What
that
do
you
what
can
do you
dwell
think?
on for a long time. Did you take his debits and stuff like that?
No, I didn't take his debits.
That's what I would have done.
He was extremely resistant, and like, fuck. You should have. What should I just said? Oh, okay, cool. We'll start in 7 weeks. I'll take your debits now.
Yeah, you wouldn't say it like that, but you'd say, look, we got 7 weeks time. Like in 7 weeks time, we're going to start. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to solidify your spot. I'm just going to grab your payment details, that kind of thing. Right. We'll sign the contract. So after that holiday, you're coming back and you're getting back into it.
Yeah.
Right. Because then you reference on what he said, because you're going to eat bad. Right. And
Yeah.
you're not going to be feeling good after that holiday. So that's how you always want to go back on what they've said as well.
Yeah.
Because they have verbally given you that information.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
Or you say, like, if I heard correctly, you said you're going to eat bad, something like that. So that just guarantees you've got a client.
Yeah.
Right. And if he doesn't show up, the debits are going to start rolling. Right.
Yeah.
He's signed for the debits to come out on that day. He hasn't given notice, that kind of thing. So that's
Yeah.
all it is. And you would just say, like, to show me that you're actually serious. Right. Because what I've had in the past is people go away on holiday, and because they feel so horrible about themselves when they get back, they don't get into it. Right.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a going out on a whim, but you could email him the direct debit link, that kind of thing. I don't know if you do it as well,
Yeah.
but I would try and get him back in to the club before he goes.
So do you think maybe try and swindle this call and just be like, oh, hey, bro, I thought a lot about what you said, and I want to give you, I want to run you through just.
Yeah, just say I'd love to get you in, and kind of like, let's create a plan for when you get back
Yeah. Yeah.
and what that's going to look like, because I'm going to have high expectations, and we know you're going to want to change when you get back, so we might as well get the ball rolling now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And then, I had another guy, Methma, who signed up with me 2 weeks ago, and he's just been the shittest client I've ever had. He was the guy that tried to cancel on me straight away and was doing all this bullshit. And like on our session on Saturday at 8 o'clock, he didn't rock up, text me at 9:30, like, oh, sorry, bro, I slept in. And so I sent him a long voice message, and I was very direct. I said, hey, bro, I get you've had a bumpy start and all of that. In the future, this will never happen again. But what I'll be able to do for you is be able to have a look at sort of making up this session in some capacity. But I want you to watch the videos. I want you to take action and show me that you're serious. And he sent me a message back saying, oh, yeah, I finally watched the videos. I've changed my grocery shopping. I'm feeling better. So I think like, I'm
That's
definitely.
a win, Rubes. That's a win for you for sure. That's huge, right? Because you've actually got him back into it. Whereas like when you sent me that text that he sent you, I was like, oh, this guy might be gone. Do you know what I mean?
There was so much stuff that was sent after that, back and forth, just basically repeating the same shit. I'm like, mate, I've answered your question. Enough of this shit. Like, fucking move on. And because you're saying, oh, yeah, no. Okay, well, I'm stopping after the 2 weeks. I'm like, sure, just give it a go. So I think I'm going to say to him at the end of our last session of this week, I'm going to say, hey, let's keep going. I can drop you down to a silver, but he's just full of shit, bro, honestly.
Just like, don't let poor excuses get to you, though.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you will hear these over and over and over again, right?
Yeah.
So, and the best way to combat these excuses for me is just deliver calm.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you deliver calm, you go, I've heard that 1,000 times. Right? And they can't really say much to that because you have.
Wait, so you tell them that. But how do you say, like, with all due respect, bro, like, I've heard this 1,000 times, and the issue is that, I see these people 3-4 months later and they're still in the same spot. And based on what you've told me, I don't want you to have that feeling where you're looking in the mirror and you're feeling unhappy with the way you look. I don't want you to be in that same reality in 4 months' time. So,
but you say it, but say it. I'll say exactly what you just said there, but say it a lot more chill and relaxed.
Okay.
Right? So, like, with all due respect, man, like, you've told me that you struggle to do this, and this. So the chances are you're going to go away in 3 months and nothing's going to change. Is that right?
Yeah.
See, it's I love this shit, guys.
Yeah.
You
I love
probably
it
tell.
too.
I love
love
this stuff, right? Because it's getting people back on track, right?
Yeah.
And when you have that cool, calm delivery, it's very hard for them to get worked up, which he's probably getting worked up. He's like, oh, I just want to get out of here, that kind of thing. So when you're chill and you're like, I've seen it 1,000 times, I know what's going to happen here, like in all honesty. So do that, Rubes. And even
Yeah.
for you, like just when you hear poor excuses come onto the board, just come back and go, okay, I'll combat this relaxed because I know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
He's going to come back, like that kind of thing. And nothing ever gets to you, like
No.
with your
Yeah.
business. That's the thing. And
Yeah.
it won't. Like even these conversations, you find you have less of them because you're just like, oh, okay. I handled it nice and calm. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, nah, cheers for that. Yeah, I had more consults. I got another guy bam fammed. But I think one thing that I've been doing maybe as like a sales tactic is I've been pre-framing really well, but I pre-frame too early in the sense that I'm saying, oh yeah, for you, I think we could see results in 4 to 6 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks. When in reality, they're not going to see the results they want in at least 10 to 12 weeks, but
Exactly.
they sort of don't feel like they can sign up or justify it for 12 weeks. So like, do you think I should just say, look, we'll see, like all the
Just say, how bad do you really want this? Right.
Yeah.
It's 12 weeks of your life to get return for the rest of your life. Like if you can't put in 12 weeks, then it's going to be very hard for you to get to where you want to be. Right. So my minimum term is 12 weeks. I do that because I feel like I can best support you that way. If I could do it in 4 to 8 weeks, I would do it, but I'm not a miracle worker. Right. Something like
Right.
that.
I
Yeah.
don't have a minimum term though.
Do 12. Solidify
Really?
yourself.
I
Mine's
fucking
12.
swear
Mine's
no one
12
else can
weeks.
sign up, bro.
Mine's 12 weeks and 30 days notice to cancel.
Is it 12 weeks, but they can drop down to a different package over those 12 weeks?
Yeah.
And how long do you let them wait in between dropping down packages?
A week if they want to.
Yeah, so if they say this week and you can drop it down next week, because that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, you can do that. Like
Yeah.
I do that because I've never had an objection to it. 12 weeks.
Yeah,
Never.
Okay.
Right.
And
So
should I just say, maybe around week 6 to 8, we can have a look at dropping you down from the gold.
I sometimes I'll do that and say, look, initially, best thing to do is get you on a higher package. And I'll never say bronze, but I'll say the first 4 to 6 weeks, we need to see you to at least 2 to 3 times a week. Then from there, if I feel like it's right and you're showing me you can turn up and you can comply and do these kinds of things, then absolutely we can drop down to 1. Right. But I'm only going to do that when your best interest is at heart. Right. And I feel like you can actually achieve this result. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah. Okay.
It's all delivery. It's all it is. And like I'll just say we do 12 weeks because in all honesty, that's how long it's gonna take to see some good change. And you're gonna go through phases of, a week where it's gonna be a write-off and it's gonna happen. And you're gonna go up and down and up and down. Throughout the 12 weeks, you're probably gonna want to quit at some stage, but that's completely normal. But because you're telling them this, they go, oh, okay, he actually hears me and hears my fears, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And so the last thing is that I had another client who just fucking randomly this weekend and last weekend, so he works for me on Saturday. He just didn't come to his told me in advance, but he wasn't coming to his sessions because he had footy and a wedding. But like he's basically impossible to get a hold of during the week. And so now he's got these 2 sessions, so $200 worth of training, plus this Saturday coming up. I can't do what I've done in the past of just letting these sessions just continue to run through.
No, that's why you've got 7 days.
No, I know, but I feel bad. Like, what am I going to say?
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. You can't feel bad because that will eat you alive. Right. So it's like, man, like I know if you can't, like sometimes it just doesn't work as well. Like if he's throwing you around once a week on a Saturday when it's the only time he can do, then man, sometimes it is better to let these people go because they actually take up more time and effort than what you get in return as well.
Yeah, because I work 6 days a week and like the Saturday sessions, man, they're fucking killers.
Yeah, they're tough because you've had a huge week beforehand.
And I start at 7 a.m. on Saturday as well.
There you go.
I'm at 5:45, even on Saturday morning.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Anyway, enough about me, but thanks so much, Tux.
No, easy, man.
I'll have more to ask you in our chat on Tuesday. So
yeah, cool. Sounds good, man. All right.
Can I quickly say something?
Yeah, jump in.
One thing that I used to feel guilty too, Ruben, But one thing I tell myself all the time is I'm running a PT business. It's about improving individuals. There's nothing I can do that will make me feel bad because I genuinely care about them and I have the right intention.
Yeah, it's huge, Rubes. Like it's like, okay, this is a really good point, Raxmi. It's like I'm trying to get the best out of you. Would you like not show up to a test or something like that you had? Like, would you not show up to work and just not give notice? Like you're helping these people become better people, and it's just they need to rock up with something they've said. So never feel bad, Rubes. And I think so many people feeling bad is what holds so many people back. Right? When really your boundaries will be more respected, everything will be more respected along the way as well.
Yeah.
So I'll jump to Tan. Are you all good? What's been going on? Yeah.
Big week last week. Pretty chaotic
Yeah.
last week
Flat
too,
out.
but we got it done.
All right,
5
beautiful.
sign-ups, just gotta start. I just gotta start flawless feedback. That's all.
Cool. All right. Let's catch up kind of later on the week. Hey, we'll see how that's going. Spot on. Awesome. Ray, how are you traveling? All good?
Good. I've got to finish floor to the floor.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, how many names do we have?
Still up about 25.
Okay. All right.
I
Let's
didn't do any last week at all.
Yeah, let's smash it this week. Right, then we'll get that bulk blast
Okay.
sent out and start calling from there.
All right.
Cool.
Yep.
All right, guys. Sweet. I think that tops us off. Everyone all good. Rubes, I think there's some good takeaways from everyone today and some good input. So we're business owners. At the end of the day, we need to act like it. Right. And that's the biggest thing. And we'll be forever thrown around if we treat our businesses like a hobby or we treat ourselves. Our perception of ourselves will always be the biggest factor in holding ourselves back or not. Right. So I think if we go in with the mindset that, my time is now, it's time to be respected. Let our clients know that we set ourselves up for success. But other than that, guys, I will jump in and I will see you all in sales tomorrow. All right. So have a great start to your week and we'll chat soon. Catch you guys.